So, you want to use PCX, but you're not quite sure how to use him, or you just need some help using him. Well, today, I'm helping you with just that. Before we get into the video, I will be putting timestamps of each topic I go over, so feel free to skip if you need to. Alright, so before we get into the tips and stuff, let's just go over PCX and what he does overall. So first, we will be going over his 3 abilities, and his first ability is called Found You. And basically, what this does is, you go invisible, gain a speed boost, and you're able to see all survivors on the map. If you're on a survivor and press the ability again, you basically sort of jump scare the survivor, and if you land it correctly, you grab them, which causes them to take 30 damage, and you stun them for a bit. Now, when you use this ability, it does take 12 stamina away, and you have 11 seconds in this ability to use it before it automatically cancels. Also, if you do land this ability successfully and hit a survivor, you get the stamina it took back. The cooldown for Found You is 13 seconds. Now, his second ability is called Final Act, and what this ability does is when you use it, you get a speed boost, and if you touch a survivor with this ability, you send them to Final Act. Final Act is basically sort of like a temple run obby where the survivor has to complete the obby and get to the red ring to escape, and when they are sent to Final Act, they begin taking damage over time in there. Now, when you touch a survivor and send them to Final Act, you yourself don't get sent in there unless you click the ability again when it's on cooldown. Then it will teleport you to Final Act. You also spawn a shadow clone of yourself when you successfully land Final Act, which will go around the map to chase and attack other players. When using Final Act, it slowly drains your stamina, and once your stamina hits 0, the ability cancels out. But if you hit somebody with Final Act, it gives you back 10 stamina. If you teleport somebody to Final Act who is under 25 HP, it will automatically bring them back up to 25 HP when they are sent to Final Act. If there is only one person left and you send them to Final Act, you automatically teleport with them to chase them in there. And the cooldown of Final Act is 20 seconds. And I know that was a lot to process, but if you need to rewatch, feel free to. His third and final ability is Jump, and this one is pretty simple. When you use this ability, you jump forward into the air, and if you land on somebody with this ability, you deal 35 damage to them. It has a cooldown of 3.25 seconds, which makes it pretty consistent to use. He has only one passive, and it's just a speed boost whenever there's no players around you. You just get a speed boost until you get close to players, it's nothing much. Now, let's get onto his stats. He does 18 damage per hit and has 31 sprint speed with a cap of 38 stamina. Now that I have explained his abilities, stats, and passive, I will be explaining how to use his kit and giving some useful tips. As you can tell, PCX's stats are pretty lackluster for a specific reason, and that is because his main damage and kills will come from his kit. With his kit, your main source of damage and kills are from your abilities, which basically means if you waste or miss your abilities, you will receive heavy drawbacks, which can make survivors escape from you or cause you to lose a game, which we don't want. So you guys don't miss your abilities, I will be going over every ability again and giving you some tips on how to use it properly, some cool tricks with them, or just going over them overall to help you guys. The first ability I'm going to talk about is Found You. With this ability, I would tell you guys to use it instantly when you spawn in a round, and you can target the closest survivor to you, or what I like to do is target a survivor who's doing an objective so I can get a guaranteed hit with Found You. It's only optional, as you can hit whoever you like if you are confident and comfortable with using Found You. Found You is mainly how you're going to find survivors, and using it as a good jump scare type of ability is the way it's intended, so it's a really good choice to do that. It's a really good ability as it only has a cooldown of 13 seconds, which makes it pretty consistent. It also allows you to fly up and down, so for some maps like the mansion and forest, it allows you to easily get to elevated platforms like upstairs or the little slope in forest. And it's also really good in chases for both speed and damage, so if you are confident in hitting them, I recommend using it in chases. A good tip for using Found You is when you are in a chase, I would recommend getting a little ahead of the survivor you're chasing, as it takes a second to grab them. So using it a second ahead of time allows you to get a guaranteed hit on the survivor you're chasing, which is really good. Using Found You to combo with Jump is actually really good, and it turns out for some decent damage. So if you want to, and you can, I would recommend using that too. I'll show you an example of both chasing the survivor with Found You and comboing it with Jump, so enjoy! For Final Act, you can use it like 3 different ways. The first way you can use Final Act is by bone breaking a survivor and sending them to there, as if you do that, it's guaranteed to get them dead or bone broken at the least. which is insanely good as you don't even have to go there yourself since the damage over time thing exists and will do the job for you. The second way of using Final Act is using it on annoying survivors or to delay the objective being done. For example, you are going to come across annoying survivors eventually who are just annoying to catch or do the objectives insanely fast. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can use Final Act to delay them doing their objective and do some damage to them, or to get a survivor out the way if you're chasing a group of people and you just need them out the way. Overall, it's a good ability to delay or do some damage to survivors. The third and final way is just to get a confirmed kill on the survivor. When you send somebody to Final Act and you really want them dead, just go to Final Act and do the job yourself. This is a really good way to get a guaranteed kill on a survivor who's really annoying or on somebody you just want dead. I would recommend doing this only if you can afford it without losing or setting you back in the match, so be careful with how you use it. Obviously for Final Act, don't use it if you have low stamina, and try not to use it for just a speed boost, as I know some people who do that. I often find myself using Final Act mostly to get a guaranteed kill on survivors who are low on HP, as I feel like it's the most efficient way on how to use it out of all three ways I've just described. But you can choose whatever way works the best for you and whatever way you want to use Final Act. Final Act can be very good or very bad depending on how you use it. And for those who are wondering, here's what Final Act Survivor POV looks like if you are low on HP. Jump is again really simple to use as you just combo it with Found You, or you just use it in chases to do some damage. If you think you can use it to hit a survivor in a chase, definitely do it as it's stronger than your normal attack and just much more worth it overall. With its low cooldown, it makes it super good to use in chases, and just overall, it's really simple but a good ability to have. And yeah, that's basically there is to it. So overall, PCX is very ability reliant. You miss your abilities or you're bad at them, you lose a game. But if you're good at them or you're decent with them, you can win the game. I feel like even though this is a very new playstyle to every other monster we've had, I feel like it's very fun and I actually enjoy him. I really like using the Amy skin and I think his skins are amazing. So yeah, that's the video. So that's basically how you use PCX. If you disagree with me or have some of your own notes and tricks, tell me in the comments. This is my first ever Pillar Chase 2 guide and video, so let me know how I did in the comments. I would appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribe, as I do plan to make more Pillar Chase 2 content if people want it. Other than that, I'll show a few more clips of me using PCX, so enjoy the footage.